let me just start with you. Why are we losing over 400 billion naira? Can you walk us through this?
Yeah, if you look at the figures, it's almost an understatement. It could be more than that.
Really?
Yes, because if you look at the cost of care outside the shores of this country, you're talking of dollars. Now, let's put an example to this. Someone goes in for probably an heart surgery, open heart surgery, pays a minimum of about $40,000. If you're going to do something like an arteriovenous fistula out there, you're paying $50,000 per person. Now, imagine the people that troop out of the country daily to countries like India, Malaysia, Pakistan, even while we're trying to look for cheaper means, somewhere in South Africa or Ghana. So the money is way above $400 billion.
That amount to ordinary Nigerian is scary. Do you share the same opinion?
Yes, I do. It's so scary.
So if it's that scary, how much are we budgeting for 2019, for instance? How much have we budgeted for the medical sector?
Okay, I can use based on the last year own, which is just 4% out of the whole budget. But the WHO says it should be up to 15%. You can see that we are far away from that.
Okay, so what steps can we take to curb this medical tourism? How can we bring those facilities here and those expertise so we don't lose such huge amount of money?
Well, we have to go back to history. The issue of brain drains did not start with Nigeria. It occurred in India at a point in time. So many Indians went abroad, learned the skills, went to schools in the Western world, the UKs and the Americas. They acquired knowledge. When they found people migrating over there for medical tourism and they found they could deliver such care and make it cheaper, what happened? They went back to their country, talked to their government, and they were given loans, allocations, grants, and all the rest. So on getting knowledge from there, they went in, got equipment, brought it back to their countries, and offered services at cheaper rate. So if our people too are going out there, our government should make an enabling environment, pay good emoluments, ensure things work, health-related like good roads, housing for doctors or those others in the medical care, the nurses, the pharmacists, the lab attendants, the lab scientists, and everyone in the whole healthcare system. Bring them together, ensure they're properly remunerated. Let them go home and have a feeling that, yes, they can earn something and feed their families right here. Not the greener pasture out there, but the grass should be greener here, not over there. So I think it will be a long step.
Okay, if that will work, how can we do that? Let me ask you. How can we ensure that we don't lose so much? Because the issue of brain drain let me ask you first. Is it still prevalent today?
Even the prevalence is still higher now. It's higher than when years back.
So how do we balance the equation? What are the chances that we can actually do it?
Government is still at the forefront in making that decision, in making sure that all things work well, especially in the health sector. Normal enumeration is key because one, all doctors, health workers are going abroad just to have a greener pasture. So if the greener pasture is here, I myself will not be thinking of such.
Oh, you're actually thinking to disappear from us. Who will take care of us when we get sick?
We are all here together. We'll take care of you.
Oh, thank you for that. Okay, let's take a look at the comment by the president. I was actually represented by Lalong at that event, the inauguration. He talked about, finding out experiences from other African nations, how they were able to provide better public health care for their people and bringing that experience and see how we can apply it here. Do you see a possibility of a research in that direction in this country and then applying it in a workable way? No,
let's be sincere. For things to work, you have to think locally and act globally. You don't import an idea because it works for somewhere in Tanzania and impose it on Nigeria and expect it. These are different cultures.
Yeah, but the suggestion is what worked for them and how we can, maybe take some of that and put...
What do you think will work for us?
Yeah, you tell us.
Now, let me give you an example. If I can afford quality school for my kids, if I can afford to drive a good car and be on good roads and feel safe of not being stabbed on the street, just like a doctor was stabbed yesterday in Luth, if I feel safe of not being shot by someone who's trigger crazy, and I know that I'm going to go home and meet light or electricity, Why would I want to go abroad? Those are the questions. So you can't just say, let's do a research when you know these things are not there.